Welcome to the Angler Talk Podcast with Chris and Aaron. Brought to you by FishingMagicianTV.com.
What is up, everybody? It's Chris and Aaron back again with another weekly episode of Angler Talk. How we going, brother?
Good, buddy. Good, man. Getting on the water more and more. Put some well-needed love and some time into the boat. Finally got the bait tank off of the pier cart and onto the front of the boat. Filled it up, dude, with some live croakers today and a dozen shrimp. And let me tell you, Chris, this friggin' thing did not let us down. We had live bait for 8 hours in 105-degree heat, dude. So
wow, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
that's a game changer right there.
It is, man. How's New Jersey treating you, dude? You been out at all?
I've been around, I would say. I haven't really had the chance to do a lot of fishing lately, but just running around and getting a lot of stuff done for the personal life and everything. But the reports are still heavy. The striped bass, they're not on fire like they were a couple weeks ago, but they're still out there. You got Chuck the Time Man Manning. He's always out there every day, and he is the definition of why I tell people all the time, don't think striper fishing is just 2 months in the spring and 2 months in the fall. Right. This guy is out there on the dog days of summer, catching 40, 50 class pound bass. This guy, I mean, he is a strictly live bait fisherman. Yeah. But I mean, he is dialed in like no other. I mean, this guy is just phenomenal, off the charts. And he's been doing really well. The fluke fishing, I've been seeing Captain Eric Kerber, his charter picks lately, and hey man, he's catching some real nice doormats out there. Of course, hey. Captain Jerry Pastorino doing really good with the fluke. Yeah. Sea bassin is still okay. It's still doing pretty good. Haven't heard too much about the bluefish, but I'm sure they'll kick in sooner or later. And when those yellow-eyed devils come around, man, it's a big pack.
Oh yeah, and you know what? Just like you said, you've been around. I've also been around on all the Facebook pages, dude, from all of our guys that we follow. And I will tell you, South Jersey all the way up to Long Island, and even in the canals starting to see some really quality fish, and they have been for almost a couple weeks now. But I did notice on Facebook, dude, that the Raritan, it gets that like tea tree color every year, right?
Yeah.
And the tea tree is in, dude. I mean, the friggin' water is murky as can be. So if you guys are fishing Raritan heavy and you're trying to get away from that really muddy water, you head a little bit more south or a little bit more north, and the water clarity does clear up. I know for sure in Brigantine right now, dude, I mean, the water is almost like Bahama blue. It's got a green tint to it. Yeah. Sometimes the guys love that. Sometimes the guys hate that. But, I mean, if you're looking for a little clarity in water, I mean, it's out there. You just might have to drive a little bit.
Absolutely, guys. And don't forget to try to fish the rivers as well. The Navesink and the Shrewsbury is doing very, very well. And, just get out there, bend the rod. Whether you're on the boat, whether you're on the surf, there is fish out there and there is fish to be caught for sure. So to get away from Jersey for a little bit, how's the fishing been in Florida?
So Florida's been good, man. I remember when I first moved here, within the first 2 years, I've had the best snook fishing around this time of the year. So it's the best snook fishing this time of the year. So when it seems like these big ladies are spawning, and I can't say this enough, you got to be really careful with releasing these fish. So I know a lot of guys try not to target these fish when they're spawning, but Chris, when I tell you it's like fishing for big girls in a barrel, like it's something else, dude. I mean, some of the quality 40+ pound fish have happened this time of the year, man. And you know what? The speckled trout is coming back around. We had red snapper season open today, and I will tell you, I was out today. We had 1,000 boats at $500,000 a piece ripping by me, dude. I mean, just the most incredible, quads and trips and tuna towers. And I mean, God, Chris, going offshore for them friggin' red snappers. And a lot of guys did really good today with the red snapper bite, man. It was on, dude. It was there.
That's freaking awesome, man. But to give the people to know about the guest that we have on this week, we got Henriksen's Boat Works, And we also got your buddy Dave that filled in for me because I couldn't be a part of it. And I hope you guys check out these guys' boats and enjoy the show.
We got Matthew and the crew from Henriksen Boat Designs. Did I have that right?
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Yeah. You guys make such a quality product, dude, that, like, I mean, you could ask anybody that's close to me. I've been drooling over your guys' boats, dude, for quite some time now, man. I'm an inspiring charter captain. I have a few more hours left till I get my cert, dude. And I'm telling you guys, that boat you guys are making is like it's my Ferrari of what I wish I could have as a boat for this upcoming company I'm trying to start here.
Well, thanks. Yeah, it's definitely a blast to drive. I think it's one of the most fun boats I've had the pleasure of driving. Not just because I build it, but it's just so easy to drive. Being as long as it is, and only drawing 6 inches of water, it just kind of is always up on a plane if you're going forward. So it's just instant acceleration and being able to zip into the backwater, and still also with the length have something that is able to go into the rougher water and handle it. It's just such a very universal boat for multiple different situations.
I've noticed that, dude. And give the listeners and even the watchers a kind of backstory on what made you three kind of come together to build this boat that we've come to love today, man.
So I've always been into boats. Me and my brother came from we would have been a family of fishermen, commercial fishermen. So here in the U.S., my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my dad were all commercial fishermen. I went to school for naval architecture and kind of started building boats. We started this company, and we were building. There's a local builder called Grover Built, and we had bought their molds, and I had modified the bottom to be something that was a little more modern. So that was what we originally started building. But the skiffs that we build now, along with some other models, were basically oyster farmers coming to ask us if we could do something like this because their Carolina skiffs were falling apart, or other Sundance skiffs, whatever the companies were that they had, the boats that they were using were falling apart and kind of unrepairable to that point. So we were like, yeah, we could build something way stronger and basically the same thing, just a good all-around stable hull that's a little bit bigger, wider, a little bit longer, and just beefier. So our hull layup is over a 1/2 inch thick, so it's just a rock solid boat. And one of the other big problems with Carolina skiffs and a lot of the other skiff companies is they put foam flotation underneath the decks. You put any nicks in the deck or try to screw something in, you end up with a boat that's loaded with water and weighs twice as much as it did when it started. So we tried to get away from that. We put a big stringer grid system in this, and that way the water can all run back and doesn't have anywhere to collect, foam saturated and whatnot. So
I love that, dude. I love that, to be honest, man, because you watch all the old time videos and commercials of the guys cutting the Carolina skiff in half and floating on 2 different sides, and my mind always went to that cooler that had a crack in it that got waterlogged and was impossible to lift up. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And it was just kind of before we started doing this, we did a bunch of boat repairs. And every boat that we repaired that had foam in it, whether it was because the deck was rotted out or whatever, you'd pull hundreds and hundreds of pounds of wet foam out of those boats. It's just so unnecessary.
Yeah, no, and that's awesome, dude. I know you spoke a little bit about the different models that you guys offer, dude. Again, can you give them a little insight on what it is from the beginner to say, I hate to keep using the name Ferrari, but say the Maserati of what you guys offer to the beginner version of maybe the more affordable line?
Yeah. So we sell a very basic skiff to start out. That just includes a center console, kind of a workman's boat. And we build a 21, a 25, a 28, and a 30. You can kind of option those out to whatever you want. They're almost like the Swiss Army knife of boats because you could add, we do pilot houses, stand-up pilot houses that open back. We can do doors on both sides. We can do a lot of different stuff. We do tour vessels too. We're doing one right now with bench seats going down both sides with a full canopy over the top. Twin outboards. So it's really more of option wise what you want as opposed to changing the boat. We do a tunnel down the middle of our skiffs, which improves the handling and chop and rough stuff. It kind of helps part the wave action a little better.
Oh man, I've noticed that, dude, about the boats. I've watched almost every video, guys, that you put out on Instagram, and my mind, when I think about a skiff and a flat bottom or a so-called flat bottom, I think about a bunch of smacking, right? A bunch of slapping, and you're uncomfortable and your back hurts. But every video that I watch of you guys, dude, it looks like this thing is like almost a semi-V to where it's just cutting through the water so perfectly, and you don't get a bunch of that smack, dude.
Yeah, I mean, and also these boats are longer than, most other skiffs. So we did that with this purpose. Like, our most popular skiffs are the 28 and the 30. And at that length, you just kind of gap everything. You span the tops of the waves so nicely that you don't really get the pounding that you would in a 16 or a 19-foot skiff.
I lost you,
so,
man.
More of a big boat, but it has all the, like I said, you could take it out in the really rough stuff and feel comfortable, but you can also float in 6 inches of water and take it onto the sandbars, local stuff like that. So, yeah.
And that's what sold me, dude, is I was sitting here on the way home from work today talking to my lady about, like, how you guys got me so hooked, right? To where I'm sitting here trying to figure out finances, dude. And like, if I could push it, I'd be calling you right now to try and build my boat, right? Because I'm like driving home and I'm like, listen, I'm like, love, this will be perfect for like inshore and then right offshore. Like, I mean, we can go and we can hit all the intercoastal and the little, tributaries. And then I could run this thing offshore for tog season. Like, oh my God, I was trying to mostly sell it to her and have her say, just do it, than anything. But yeah, I mean, my dream, Matt, is like one of your boats, dude, in maybe like the 30-foot class with 2 benches down the sides, full canopy, a little, wheelhouse, and then like a bait cooler or a fish box down the center. So just enough to get 6 guys offshore, dude, or even inshore, and then everywhere, any place you can kind of get in the shade and keep your fish cool. I mean, your boats are like perfect for that, dude.
Thank you. Yeah. They definitely make for a good all-around universal boat. And then we also have a 25 cat that we're going to be launching in the next month or so here. We got the first one in the mold. We're going to be popping that out in the next couple of weeks and finishing it up. So yeah, we're excited to show that off as well. It's a full cat. It's got a wide tunnel. It should be great for inshore and offshore. It should have about a 15-inch draft. So we're excited to bring that out too.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that one, dude. I've always wanted a cat, dude, and it sounds like if you guys put any of the care and effort, which I know you are, from building all these skiffs, dude, into the cat, this thing's going to be friggin' amazing, dude. Can you give the listeners like a little bit of a spoiler on what the design, maybe surface-wise, is going to look like? Is it going to be like an open platform, or are you guys kind of designing it with the wheelhouse and then, your design from there on out? Or?
Yeah, so the cat's going to be more of like a center console boat. We can definitely put a pilot house on it if somebody's interested in that. The whole idea behind our boats was to leave them kind of open so we can do custom stuff, whatever layout somebody wants, whatever design somebody wants. We can kind of put that together for them. So the cats are definitely going to fall into that same idea. But they're just something that's going to be more of a offshore friendly boat. The 30-footer, it's still a flat bottom boat. It can only do so much. It'll take anything that they can throw at it with ease. But if it starts to pick up out and, going offshore and stuff, it's not really meant for that. Whereas the cat, would be definitely more of an inshore offshore boat that can handle any weather. So yeah, we're excited to bring that. It's going to be a twin stepped hull, and nice steep bow entry. It'll ride really well. And I think we're gonna price it super competitively so that it'll be locals and stuff. So
no, that's awesome, dude. That's actually pretty nice, dude. That you're actually keeping the locals in mind and not just trying to to make as much as you possibly can off of it.
Yeah, we all came from commercial fishermen. We all grew up on the bay here. We're on the South Shore of Long Island. So we all came from commercial fishermen, but it just got too expensive to live out here to be a commercial fisherman. So we understand what guys are looking for. I try to build these boats as if my grandpa was going to use them every day and beat the piss out of them. So yeah, that's what we're going. It's something that's just durable and rigid, and it doesn't fall apart when you tap the dock.
For sure. And guys, this is the fishing kind of family podcast. So I have to ask, with all the boat building going on, you guys got to do some fishing, right, on their off time?
I'm not too big of a fisherman, to be completely honest with you. I do the naval arc side. I love cruising around in the boats. My brother's a pretty big fisherman. He likes to catch them. Eric fishes too, but we're not like huge fishermen, to be honest.
That's all right. That's all right. Have you guys done anything recently? I know the stripers are, kind of pushing up your way and more dominant towards the Cape Cod area now, but I know there's still, Long Island has still got to be on fire, dude, and actually heating up. Have you guys been out recently at all?
I've not been. I know the East End's still going off right now. I think where we're at on Long Island there is mainly switched over to like fluke flounder stuff. Kind of missed that. It was a little bit spoiled. I saw some action of a big striper or something going on, like maybe 2 weeks back or something in my front yard, but I couldn't get couldn't get the rod out fast enough to take advantage of that.
Oh, I miss it, guys. I do, man. I miss the Long Island area, dude. Like, I'm in Florida now. I've been here for a few years, dude, but I literally salivated the mouth when you talk about Long Island and Cape Cod and Montauk. I mean, all that friggin' area it just holds such a big spot in my heart, dude. It really does.
Come on up. Let's go.
Yeah. Yo, I'm ready. I'm going to hold you guys to that, dude. We're going to have to do our test trials,
Yes, yeah, let's do it.
But listen, Matt, if you can, give the viewers a little walk around, dude. I see you guys floating back and forth there, dude.
The boat's a little dirty. We just did a photo shoot with it, so we've been running around and kind of taking a bunch of pictures with it. But so we basically this boat is optioned out with a live well. So you got a nice live well here that drains right into the scupper. Comes with underwater light, so this will just run right out the back of the boat. You've got some storage here. We got a nice ice locker. We got it full of ice.
Yeah.
Storage here. All your rigging is run up off of the deck, which is something we try to do on every boat that we build, just because if you're using this boat commercially and you're out in nasty weather and the whole deck gets swamped, eventually this stuff's going to start to leak here. So this is like 8 inches up off of the actual deck here.
It really is. Big deal, bro.
This boat also has these Cajun anchors, which are great for beaching the boat up in the bow, and you can just throw them right in. And you can see the bottom pretty clearly here. We're probably in 8 inches of water, and this boat's still floating nicely. So we got this boat's got our standard leaning post, and we've got rod holder, cup holders across the back. You've got your lights, stern light. You've got storage underneath, and then we've got the fusion stereo system. We've got the custom wrapped steering wheel, which matches the boat. This whole color is black.
Oh yeah.
We've got side lights on the console. This boat comes with a 37-gallon fuel tank under the console, as well as dual battery setup, and basically everything else just open deck. You got plenty of storage up here, up forward, and 10-inch stainless cleats. And then we do a radial rub rail. We like the radial system if you're unfamiliar with it, but it's nice for doing work on the boat. If your rub rail ever gets banged up, it's really easy to, no screws showing, and it's really easy to, it just kind of snaps back in place, but it's rigid enough that it holds up to a beating. But, if you do find yourself in a predicament where the rub rail tears off, it's pretty easy to just put back together. That's
really nice.
Yeah, but just a really comfortable boat. I mean, it rides great. It's super dry. One of the big things that I worked hard on was making sure the boat was dry. Yeah, so when we built this boat, when we were going through the design phases, we put a bunch of spray rails off the bow here. They're kind of hard to see right now, but just basically trying to keep everything. These are big 1.5-inch built-in spray rails. They really help in the bigger chop to keep all the water underneath the boat instead of spraying up over the bow and into your face. As well as down the side of the boat, we've got incorporated, these are 2-inch wide spray rails going down the whole length of the boat, like about 3 inches above the chine. Also really help keep the spray down the sides of the boat if you're taking waves side 2. You know, it's a very dry riding boat, especially for something this big with a flat bottom. So yeah, just a couple of things that we tried to keep, tried to change and make better, as well as making the hull layup a lot thicker. You know, a lot of people call me and ask me like, hey, when you go through big waves with that 30-footer, do the sides bounce all over the place like a spring? Because they're used to that with some of the other skiffs that they've had. But, you know, this thing being over a half-inch thicker, just solid glass, it really doesn't flex at all when you're bouncing over the waves. And
Matt, it literally sounds like you've literally taken the problems of other skiffs, dude, and like refined them into your boat, bro, to where it just doesn't happen anymore, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what we were trying to go for. Was just, like I said, I came from a commercial family and I know what people are looking for. So that's what we tried to incorporate into these boats, is just, you know, we don't want anybody to have issues. We also don't use any wood on these boats. So the deck, the stringers, the transom, they're all made out of a product called Kusa, which is it's a high density carbon based foam. It doesn't absorb any water. It doesn't break down. So it's just a really nice product for commercial guys. It'll hold a screw. You could screw right into it if you need to mount stuff to the deck, like even a lifting crane or a davit. You can mount that right to the deck, and it'll never rot. It'll never break down. You know, in 10, 20 years from now, this boat should pretty much be exactly the way it is right now. You know, you won't have anything rotten. You won't have any screws pulling out. Everything's going to hold together. So that's what we're going for, you know?
You can't find that locally anymore, dude. Like you'll find guys that claim to have, you know, be building boats locally, dude, but everything is outsourced, man. Everything's coming from another guy or another country, and then they put it into what they make, dude. And I don't see that with you guys at all, dude. I mean, you guys really, Matt, have made a masterpiece and something to be proud of, really, dude.
Well, thank you. Yeah. We worked really hard to bring something together that was different and unique.
You guys did that one for sure, dude. You guys are really proud, man. I'm looking forward to getting out there and doing some test runs on some of these boats, dude. So I'm gonna hold you guys to it. Best believe it, man.
Definitely. We'd love to take you out for a ride. We'll show you around for sure.
Yeah, no, that would be awesome, Matt. Listen, and I don't want to hold you guys up too much longer, dude, because I know you got the party hat on and the party shades, dude, and you guys are ready to go. But
you know, it's 4th of July. We got to hang out a little bit.
I get it, dude. I get it. It can't be all business, right?
Yeah. Excited. We're happy that you had us on, and we could talk a little bit about what we do.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, and I'm happy to have you on, Matt. And I would love to have you guys back on when you get the catamaran back on the water, dude. And you guys are doing test trials. Like, I'd love to have you on. Maybe we'll do a live test trial for the guys, and you know, whatever. Yeah. I'm happy to have you on, dude.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I hope you're going out to party soon, and thank you so much for having us.
Of course, bro.
We'll be bringing some content to you today.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, you guys can check out our YouTube page. We got a couple of videos up there now, but there'll be more content coming soon.
Yeah, so do the viewers and the listeners a favor, bro. Drop all of that right now. Just go ahead and get it out, man.
So our Instagram is at Henriksen Boat Designs. We have a Facebook, Henriksen Boat Designs. TikTok at Henriksen Boat Designs.
Same man.
No D. That's HENRIKSEN. But if you type in boat designs, most of the time will pop up. And then we also have our YouTube channel. So we've been working on some content for our YouTube videos. Not nearly as much up there as I'd like, but we filmed a bunch of stuff with this boat and the last boat that we built, and we're just working on editing it, which is a little bit of the battle. But putting some more content on there very soon. Eric's
awesome.
Yeah, Eric's our content guy. He's not working hard enough.
Eric, I get it though, Eric. Listen, buddy, you'd rather be out there with your feet wet, dude, than behind a computer right now. So I get it, you know.
Correct. Thank you for the these guys.
No, I get it. But listen, maybe in the future we can help with some of that too, dude. I love putting video editing together, dude, and any kind of content like that. I just picked up a drone, so we're gonna try to do some more aerial footage, and maybe we can work together here, dude.
Oh, yeah. We'll pay you with some nice striper then.
That's it. Sounds good. Deal, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure, bro. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. Take care.
Thank you.
Take care, guys. Happy 4th. The boat works, bro. The boat designs were friggin' amazing, dude. So these things, when I tell you, if we could literally come up with enough money to purchase one of these guys' boats, Dave, it's literally everything that you would want put in one place, bro. They offer a skiff with, like, I don't want to call it a semi V, but the bottom is designed in such a way, dude, to where, like, they have it deflecting spray to where the spray's not coming over the front of the boat. If you get hit from the side, it's not coming over the side, dude.
That's
like
a huge plus.
I mean,
Huge
bro,
plus.
unfriggin' real, dude. And they also offer like a wheelhouse to where, like, you could get away from the elements, bro. So like if we were on the river and you know how it just decides to crap on us at any given minute, dude. We could it would be a little tight, but we could get in the wheelhouse and just get out of the elements, dude. I mean,
Yeah, it's definitely nice, especially like in the cold weather, getting cold and wet, and that's always nice to prevent from happening. It's getting all wet and cold. It's miserable. Nobody likes to be wet and cold.
No, dude, not at all. No, not at all. And Dave, I'm telling you, their boat, bro, is built for like the small working mom and pop dude that's like in Long Island is where they're from, but like the small lobstering dude or lobsterman or the scallop guy or the guy going out doing a little bit of commercial fishing, trying to afford his first boat to be able to do that. That's
Right.
what they're offering, bro. You know what I mean? So
it's basically really open deck
yes.
to be able to for storage for your crabs or your crab traps and lobster traps and all that sort of stuff, correct?
Yeah, and that's kind of where, like, I thought me and you would fall in love with it because it basically gives you an open canvas to put whatever you want, right? So hear me out on this. So this was my idea, seeing it. You've already seen their boat, right? You've seen a picture of the boat. So I'm thinking to myself, 2 5-foot benches, like literal friggin', hockey rink benches on both sides, and then a fish box in the center with a cutting top to where you can cut bait up, and then a full canopy from the wheelhouse up to the front. So then that allows you to have 3 people on the right, 3 people on the left, and then all the fish you catch in the center, and you're able to go in, like, I don't know, 2 feet of water, bro, less than 2 feet of water. And you know what I mean? You have a full charter of 6 people out there on your boat, and comfortable too,
And what's nice too about that is you can run them out to the 90 foot buoy offshore. I'm sure it has a pretty decent internal fuel tank, and it looks very stable. I can only imagine it's super stable to handle the weather out there. Get them out there on the 90 foot buoy and let them drop down and catch a bunch of bottom fish. And,
yeah, dude. You're open, dude. So even if you went out to that buoy and you did a half a day, and then you come back in and you do an inshore half a day. I mean, it's just the boat is made to be able to float where our flats boats float and then go offshore to where it's not the skiff that they're designing is not so much primarily offshore, but dude, all of the what do they call it? The DNR, like the homework that's been put into their friggin' hull. It's built extra thick to where it's thicker than your regular Carolina skiff or your Boston, and it's not filled with foam to where if you get water in the deck, it's not going to suck up to be like a wet napkin.
Heavy boat.
Right. So it's not going to flex on you either. They said they've had it to where they were jumping wake and they were wondering, one of the inquiries of the boat, where does the walls flex in when you jump some decent wake? And they were like, dude, we have this thing built so sturdy to where it never moves, bro. It's pure glass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm sure you can customize it too. You can put a big crow's nest up top, crow's tower,
Right.
crow's nest, and then go up and down the coast chasing rays, looking for them cobia during them summer days.
That's a great idea, dude.
Flat bottom.
Yep.
You run out to the buoy and get a bunch of blue runners or threadfin with a sabinki.
Yeah.
And then just run up and down the coast, flat bottom, smooth, chasing cobia, especially way up in the air. You can see them forever.
I never even thought about that, dude. And what's crazy is I think these boats are going to be around for a long time. I truly believe we're going to start seeing more and more of this company, like, in your local boatyards and on the water. You know what I mean? Because you think about it. Carolina Skiff and Boston Whaler really have been the only, like, big skiff companies in the game for a while now. So you see them everywhere. you know, because they last. They
There's one of their boats out there that's a guide out of the inlet. I see him all the time. He's got a crow's nest, super wide, flat boat.
Wow.
I see him out there at the Spanish House offshore.
Yeah.
Bottom, dropping down for croakers. And
Wow.
he always runs up and down during cobia season, chasing rays.
Well, they're already out there, dude, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I was trying to convince my lady on the ride home. I'm like, you know, if we could figure out finances and we could put it together, like I'm so stuck, dude. You know the feeling of like, you know, you need a new car and you're trying to figure anything out that you can figure out to get that
trying to
new
move
car.
Stuff around.
Oh my God, bro, that's where I'm at, dude. Because this boat, I feel like, and I'm so sold on the flats on the skiff. They're coming out with a catamaran, dude, the next couple months that they said can handle that deep water, can handle that nasty chop. So, and it's still customizable where like the deck's wide open. You can do whatever you want. So
I like their version. Dude. I think I'm gonna like their version of like the little like skiff, like almost flat boat, flat fishing style. Yep. So we can get back in them like skinny water in the mangroves, like where we do our fishing. Get up in the docks, real tight.
Yeah.
But it's maneuverable and it's light, but it's stable. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude. And I mean, the wheelhouse isn't something that you have to have either. So even if you wanted to leave it wide the hell open and just the boat they showed today on the podcast, it has a center console, so it's not a wheelhouse; it's wide open, and it leaves that possibility for, you know, being just a basic flats boat, but a very well built, sturdy flats boat, man. At that, dude. I mean,
yeah, they remind me a lot of like a Carolina skiff. My cousin had one growing up, and that's what we drifted the inlet with. Growing up since I was 8, and it handled the, you know, an outgoing, how rough it gets. Yeah. And we would go out there, spin around in them swells, and come right back in and troll plugs and just tear up the reds.
And you got to think, Dave, this thing has been built in Long Island, dude. So it's been built for the nasty winters, dude. That real crappy spring or fall weather, like. So I mean, anything really down here in Florida, dude, is just, you know, it barely compares to what they're dealing with on the daily up there, you know.
Yeah,
so.
They definitely have a lot rougher. You guys up there up north definitely got a lot worse weather, deeper.
Oh yeah,
and it comes on you quick.
And it's been put through all the trials, dude. I'm so excited to get out on these boats. They offered for us to come up and do a couple sea trials, dude, before we actually, you know, kind of put the money down on what we're going to purchase, if we're going to purchase. And even if we don't, they're still really nice guys, man, to where they're more than willing to bring us up there to make some footage and get us out on the boat, dude, to do some fishing. So we gotta hold them to that one, dude, for sure.
Yeah, I got all the free time in the world now.
Good, dude. Well, Dave, this has been fun, buddy. We got to do this more for the listeners that don't know you, bro. Give a shout out to who you are and who you're with, dude.
So I'm David. I met Aaron actually when he found my buddy's ID at the inlet, Sebastian Inlet, and he was a good enough guy to post it on Facebook saying, "Hey, somebody's ID and wallet and stuff's here." I thought right there, that's a pretty good guy. He didn't just throw it away, you know. So I hit him up on Facebook, let him know, hey, that's my boy. And ever since then, we've hit it off, nonstop fishing. I grew up here in West Melbourne, Florida. Wade fishing in the Indian River, Banana River, Mosquito Lagoon, Sebastian Inlet. Been wade fishing since I can walk, basically. Love it. It's my passion. Me and Aaron, we tear them up at the inlet. You know, we hammer some slob snook all the time. Love it. And it's really my passion. Like, I love it. I've done it my whole life.
Yeah, so we're gonna see more of you then, Dave.
Absolutely.
Awesome, buddy. Awesome, man. I love that shirt you got over there, bro. Looks good on you, dude. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Dave, dude. So we're going to see more of this guy here. It was good talking to you tonight, Dave.
You too, buddy.
Thanks,
Have a great day.
Wow, man. So those guys over at Henderson Boat Works, they make a really nice product, man. I mean, honestly, I've been on a lot of different boats. I mean, one of my favorites is the Steiger Craft. But I do like pilot houses. That's just a Jersey thing, you know, especially when you go togging in the wintertime, you know, and you got those 14-degree days, those 7-degree days. But I mean, for a place like Florida or even the summertime in Jersey, I mean, a boat like that is phenomenal. And what I like that they do is they give you the option to put whatever you want. You know, you have the space to do pretty much whatever you want. I mean, a 30-foot center console, that's a big boy right there, you know?
Oh, for sure. And it's not just limited to like the kind of open Carolina skiff, shall I say, design. It's, they have the catamaran design that's coming out here shortly for going offshore and doing some deeper stuff. But I mean, Chris, like I found these guys a few months back, and I've been drooling over that boat because in my mind's eye, I'm sitting here thinking like, all right, up and coming captain, what can I get 6 people out on to be comfortable in the back, drifting for flounder, for blues, drifting for striper, doing things like that. So I'm sitting here thinking that boat with 2 5-foot benches and then a full canopy from the pilot house, and then you got your fish cooler in the center with a cutting board on top, bro. You got a flats boat that is basically a heads boat that you're taking 6 people out, like a personal craft. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. It's pretty good to see something new come to the market. I mean, don't get me wrong, Boston Whaler and Carolina Skiff make a phenomenal product, but for years, that's pretty much been the only type of skiff/flat boat that you can pretty much buy.
Sure.
I mean, and this new product is pretty awesome. I like it for sure.
Yeah, and to be honest, to have a new product that like is refined, so they didn't just come out and say, "Hey, we're new, try us out." They took everything that has ever been an issue in that type of boat and refined it to where you no longer run into problems. So I love that when we're backing or we're introducing a product, to have the work have been done to where what you're sitting here shouting out isn't just going to fail somebody, Chris. Like, I mean, come on, you got a quality product with a quality company, mom and pop guys, small little shop in Long Island, dude, building a boat for you. So if you guys haven't checked these guys out, definitely worth a check out, man.
Absolutely, man. And I gotta say, man, Dave, I gotta say thank you for filling in for me this week. But I like Dave. He seems like a real local fishy guy. I like that. He's kind of like my style for sure.
Oh yeah. And I'll tell you, Dave kind of took me under his wing here. Moved here about 4 or 5 years ago, and I really didn't know the lay of the land. I do the same thing I do everywhere. If I showed up in friggin' Michigan, I would Google, Facebook, YouTube, Google satellite. I try to, plot every spot that I fished out myself. But when I met him, he's like, look, local dude, been doing it my entire friggin' life. We're going to hit A, B, and C. And if nothing happens at C, we're going to try freshwater tomorrow. And I mean, I'll tell you what, and we produce 98% of the time, Chris. When I go out with Dave, that boy puts me on fish, dude. Even if I'm like, nah, man, we tried there last time. Nah, the wind's not going to be right. He usually tells me I'm being stubborn and puts me right back in that spot, and we catch fish, dude. So, I mean, look, I can't even say, that he can't fish as good as, the best of them, because kid's good, man. He really is.
Absolutely, man. And I see that we are running out of time. So before we get out of here, we want to let you know about a phenomenal product on the market, something that both me and Aaron and many fishermen across the country use, and we want to give you the chance to save a little bit of money.
That's it. And it's Angler Talk 10. Angler Talk 10 will save you guys off some money when it comes to buying an extreme bait tank. So if you haven't checked out Extreme Bait Tank yet, guys, you don't know what you're missing out on, man. I mean, the guy has designed a website so you can build your own tank. I mean, you guys go on there and you literally pick the pumps to the lights to the the design on the lid. I mean, every friggin' thing is basically a custom tank for you. And Chris, I went out today, 105-degree heat. I kept 24 14-inch croaker alive for 8 hours, 105-degree heat, dude. So
that's awesome.
There's not too much more I can say about that tank other than that. But Angler Talk 10, man.
I know you're not a, I wouldn't say diehard, because you do switch up when you have to. You are sometimes a bit stubborn. There's times where I'm telling you, man, hey, just put some live bait on. You're like, no, I want to catch them on this lure. But on those days when those lures ain't working, man, something like an extreme bait tanks that will keep bait alive that long and keep them that fresh is a total game changer for any fisherman anywhere in the world.
For sure. And Chris, check this out, dude. My buddy Dave, the one that was on the podcast, went to the bait shop this morning, spent $135 on 2 dozen shrimp and 2 dozen croakers, bro. So you're spending that kind of money here in the state of Florida, gas prices, all this other crap is going, inflation, blah, blah. You cannot afford to be wasting your bait to just kill, dude. Like, why would you throw it in a 5-gallon bucket with a little piss aerator and have your bait die in an hour and a half? Exactly. I know the investment might be a little much, but that's why Angler Talk 10 comes in and saves you a little bit on the back end there.
All right, guys. So for this week, we're out of here. We're out of time. He's Aaron, and I'm Chris, and we're out. Tight lines.
Yes.
Shot.